Hello everyone, my name is Ayusha Parija. We are here to present our project titled E-commerce churn rate prediction using data analytics and machine learning. In today's competitive digital market, retaining customers is more important than acquiring new ones. Customer churn directly affects revenue, brand loyalty, and long-term growth. Our project focuses on identifying customers who are likely to leave an e commerce platform and understanding the reasons behind their behavior so that companies can take preventive actions.
For our study, we used a real-world e-commerce dataset consisting of 5,630 customers with nearly 20 different variables, including customer tenure, satisfaction score, preferred payment mode, distance from warehouse, order behavior, complaints, cashback usage, and demographic details. The overall churn rate observed in the dataset is 16.84%, which means nearly 17 out of every 100 customers are leaving the platform. This clearly highlights the seriousness of the problem.
So before applying any machine learning technique, it is very important to understand the data and the business problem clearly. For this purpose, we use Power BI as a primary tool for exploratory data analysis and visualization. We created a interactive Power BI dashboard using our e-commerce customer data set of 5,630 customers. The dashboard starts with key performance indicators such as total number of customers, total churn customer, and the overall churn rate, which is 16.84%. This immediately shows that customer churn is a significant issue of the company. One of the first insight we observed was related to customer tenure. From the dashboard, it was clear that customers with a shorter tenure were much more likely to churn compared to long-term customer. This indicates that the initial experience of a customer is extremely important, and if engagement is not built early, customers tend to leave the platform. Next, we analyze the impact of logistic and distance using the variable warehouse to home distance. The Power BI visualize clearly showed that customer living further away from warehouse had a higher churn rate. This suggests that delivery delay and logistic inefficiency play a major role in customer dissatisfaction. We also examined payment mode and their relationship with churn. Customer who preferred COD showed a noticeably higher churn rate compared to customer using digital payment methods such as credit card, debit card, and UPI. This indicates that digital committed customers are generally more loyal and stable. Another very important insight came from analyzing customer complaint. The dashboard showed that customers who had raised complaint were far more likely to churn than those who never complained. This highlights the importance of quick complaint resolution and proactive customer support in reducing churn. In terms of customer engagement, we analyze variables such as time spent on the app, number of registered device, and order frequency. Customer who spent less time on the app had fewer registered device and placed fewer orders showed a higher tendency to churn. This clearly showed the engagement and interaction with the platform are strong indicators of customer loyalty. We also looked at ad satisfaction score and cashback usage. Customer with lower satisfaction score and lower cashback benefit were more likely to churn, while customer receiving higher cashback amount tended to stay longer with the platform. Overall, Power BI help us transform raw data into meaningful business insight. It allows us to visualize, identify key churn drivers such as low tenure, poor logistic, cash-based payment modes, low engagement, and unresolved complaint. These insights play a crucial role in selecting relevant variable and design our machine learning model. With this strong business understanding from Power BI, we then move on to the predictive modeling using supervised learning technique. Thank you.
So after understanding the data through Power BI, the next step was to predict customers churn using supervised learning. Since churn is a binary outcome, either a customer churns or does not churn, we selected After understanding the data through Power BI, the next step was to predict customers' churn using supervised learning. Since churn is a binary outcome, either a customer churns or does not churn, we used logistic regression as a predictive model. Before building the model, we cleaned the data, handled missing values using median imputation for numerical variables, encoded categorical variables, and standardized the dataset after pre-processing, and we worked with 26 predictive variables. Logistic regression works by estimating the probability that a customer will churn. One major advantage of this model is that it provides odds ratio, which helps us interpret how strongly each variable influences churn. Our results reveal several powerful insights. Certain product categories significantly increase churn risks. For example, customers purchasing from the other's product were over 17 times more likely to churn, making it the strongest risk factor in our model. Another variable showed an odds ratio of nearly 6, indicating a strong positive effect on churn. Customers who were single were almost twice as likely to churn compared to married customers, suggesting lifestyle and purchasing stability differences. On the other hand, some factors reduced churn. Customers purchasing laptops and accessories had a much lower churn probability, indicating higher involvement and long-term value. Similarly, customers using credit cards, debit cards, and UPI were significantly less likely to churn compared to those using cash-based methods. Married customers also showed lower churn risks, reinforcing the loyalty pattern. Using a probability threshold of zero point 0.5, we identified 647 high-risk customers, which is around 11.5% of the total data set. These customers are ideal targets for retention campaigns such as personalized offers, proactive support, and loyalty incentives. However, logistic regression has limitations. It assumes linear relationships and uh, cannot fully capture the customer behavior. To overcome this and gain deeper insights, we also applied unsupervised learning techniques, which my teammate Ayusha will now explain.
Thank you, Ayush, for explaining the supervised learning. Now we'll learn about unsupervised learning. While supervised learning helped us predict who is likely to churn, unsupervised learning helped us understand why customers behave the way they do. For this, we need factor analysis and cluster analysis. First, we applied factor analysis to identify hidden patterns in customer behavior. After testing the data, we focused on numeric variables and extracted 6 key factors. These represented important dimensions such as customer engagement, loyalty, and tenure, satisfaction and complaints, logistics and distance, promotional responsiveness, and purchase behavior. This helped us simplify the data and focus on the main drivers of churn instead of individual variables. Next, we used K-means cluster analysis to segment customers into 4 groups. The first group included low engagement and high risk customers with short tenure and low app usage. The second group consisted of high engagement mobile users who were active but price sensitive. The third group represented loyal, long-term customers with frequent purchases and lowest churn rate. The fourth group was a mixed segment with moderate engagement and varied buying behavior. Each group needs a different strategy. New and disengaged customers need better onboarding and early offers. Active users benefit from loyalty programs. Loyal customers to receive exclusive rewards. Mixed users respond well to the personalization and faster service. By combining machine learning predictions, customer clusters, and behavioral factors, businesses can design smarter and more targeted retention strategies. To conclude, our project shows how Power BI, supervised learning, and unsupervised learning together create the complete churn prediction and management system. Thank you for your time and attention. We will be happy to answer your questions.